What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Thank you guys for tuning in. Today I'm gonna jump right into it. We're gonna be talking about programming drums on your MPC. There's so many ways you guys can do it, but lately I just ran into this program called Kit Maker. If you guys haven't heard of Kit Maker, it's very cheap. It's only $30. But what it's gonna do is it's gonna save you so much time when you're programming drums or you're just creating drum kits out of the samples that you've downloaded. At least for me, I use Splice. And when I use Splice and I download an entire sample pack, there's just hundreds of different samples in one pack, which will take me a long time to browse through each hits and snare and all that stuff on my MPC ONE. But with Kit Maker, it just saves you so much time. As a matter of fact, I think it'll be easier for me to show you guys. So let's jump right into the computer and I'll show you guys how I do it with Kit Maker. I just drag it over and it does the whole entire process for you. All right, so we're right here in Splice, and the way I usually get my samples, I obviously use Splice. I have a sample pack right here, and I have all these one-shots. So I'm under one-shot drums, and this packet right here sounds really good. I'm gonna go ahead and download this entire packet, which is 35 samples. And once I download this pack, I go to my Splice application, and when I open up my Splice application, I go right here to all my downloads so I can see my most recent downloads of my samples. And all I do right here is, obviously these are all the one shots. I go click on these three little dots and I go to open and closing folder. So it'll show me right here on my computer where this folder is saved. As you guys can see, if you scroll through over here, there is my sample pack that I just downloaded, which is called $Bin Sampled Soul. So if I click there, I go to my one shots, and in my one shots, I got my claps, hats, kicks, percussions, and snares. Now, I could just put this folder on my SD card and put it into my MPC ONE, but the problem is now on my MPC ONE, when I hit browse, I have to go through each and every one of these subfolders and look for my kicks one by one, snares one by one. And there's times where I download an entire pack and I don't use some of these because it just takes time to go through each and every one of them. So here's the cool part about Kit Maker. You go ahead and open Kit Maker, the application, and this is the way it looks. It's just this, it's really easy to use. Down over here on your right hand side, you got all these different exports, which I'm using the MPC, so I have MPC selected, and you just grab your parent folder, which you're not gonna grab these subfolders, you're gonna grab your actual master folder, which is this one, the $Bin one. And when I grab it, I just drag it over and drop it right there. And that is it. Make sure you have sample pack selected and MPC, akai MPC selected. Once you do that, real quick, before I make the kit, I'll just show you guys. Right here is the layout. You got your kick, snare, hi-hats. I leave this the way it is. You could technically grab this and you can move it around however you want and reorganize the structure of your kit, but I leave it the way they do it. They do an amazing job, so I don't really mess with it. But you guys can manually mess with this. And there's another thing that I don't notice. Like when I click on these, I don't hear my samples. I wish I was able to hear the samples, but that's the only downside about this. I don't know if there's something in the settings, but I don't hear my samples. But that's pretty much it. Just leave it the way it is, and you go ahead and hit Make Kits. Once I hit this, wow, it didn't even take a second. That thing was faster than a second. You go to Show Kit, and it will show you where it created the kit. Here it is. You go to MPC Kits and MPC Kits. This is other kits that I've created, but this is the $Bin one that we just created. So now, once I have that open, I go to my SD card that I have from my MPC ONE, which is right here. Double click that, and on my SD card, I have a folder called Samples, and in Samples, I had created a folder called MPC Kits. And I'm gonna go ahead and grab this $Bin kit that we just created and just drag it over to MPC Kits. And that's pretty much it. Let's export the SD card and let's import this into the MPC ONE. Okay, so we're right here on the MPC. I got my SD card. Make sure you guys have a good SD card. This is the one that I use, SanDisk. And go ahead and just pop in your SD card. And once you have your SD card in your MPC One, the way we'll do it is, let's say on track 1, I want to load up my drum kit. Obviously, go to track 1. I'll name this drums. And when I go to browse, you're going to go to places, go to my samples, because that's what I have on my SD card. And in my SD card, I go to samples, because that's where I put my kits. And in samples, I have MPC kits. And when I go to my MPC kits, in here, I have my different kits that I've created with KitMaker. The ones we just did right now was the dollar bin one, which I have right here. Hit select. And in here, since there was about 40 samples, I mean, there's not 40 pads, there's only 16 pads. This is the really cool part about KitMaker, and this is where I was confused at first. I was like, how is it gonna grab 46 samples and put it in 16 pads? It does not put them in 16 pads. It just does multiple drum packs. So what it does is I have dollar bin soul pack 01, and then I have 02. If I hit load, it loads my pack 1, and then I go down to this one, I hit load, it loads my pack 2, because like I said, obviously it's not gonna load up all the 40 plus samples in one, 16 pads. So it just creates multiple packs for you. So when I go to main, and when I'm right here on main, on my track 1, and I wanna load up that kit that I just created, I go right here to my drum program, and if I hover through, it already created the dollar bin 1 and dollar bin 2. Excuse my daughter, all right, guys, she's like right here. I'm doing my best to make this video, but bear with me. So right here, you have the kits that it created. It just split it into 2 different kits. I have 01 and 02, and that's pretty much it. This is the really cool part. I'll let you guys hear it. And then on 02. Now, the cool part about this whole way it does it is, if you guys can see, it color codes the pads for you, which it does an amazing job at it. So all my kicks are red, all my snares are yellow, and all my hats are green, and percussions are orange. I think that right there alone just saves you so much time. And if you hover through, here's the other remaining samples that didn't make it on the kit 1. So it just creates multiple kits for you. So that's pretty much it, guys. It's as simple as that. You literally just drag your samples over, create a kit, put it on your SD card, load it up on your MPC, and you guys can start exploring your samples. That's pretty much it for me right here, guys. I hope you guys got some value out of this video. If you guys got any questions, let me know down in the comments. Thank you guys so much. I'm gonna go ahead and take care of this little girl because she is getting impatient. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe. I'll catch you guys on our next video. Peace.